Hey man, this is Kevin Smith, Silent Bob from all those terrible Jay and Silent Bob type pictures, and you are listening to Thinking Outside the Long Box, comics talk for comics fans.
Hey, this is Mike from the Longbox Guys, and on this episode we're going to be talking about Green Lanterns who aren't from Earth, and also other Lantern Corps members, like the Orange Lanterns, the Blue Lanterns, the Black Lanterns, the White Lanterns, whatever Lantern Corps we want to talk about. Because I want to talk about the Orange Lanterns. They're the best. They're mine. So everyone knows the Orange Lanterns represent avarice. And they only have one member, and it's Larfleeze. And yes, John.
Side note, Mike, I think you've just an uptick in the Merriam-Webster's search criteria for the word avarice. Continue. Everyone's looking it up right now.
Sweet. We try to educate the Longbox Legion as best we can.
I just want to say that's a perfectly cromulent word. Go ahead.
No, my head is going to start hurting with all these big words. Shucks. Larfleeze is the only member of the Orange Lantern Corps because he's just greedy. He's billions of years old. He came across... he was a part of a group of thieves that stole a bunch of treasure from the Guardians. The Guardians sent the Manhunters out to find them, and some of the Guardians actually went with them to find them. One of the things they stole was a map, which led them to a planet where the Orange Lantern was. They battled to a draw, and finally the Guardians offered the two remaining thieves the deal. As long as they returned the box that they had, which contained the entity known as Parallax, the embodiment of fear, that they would allow them to keep the Orange Lantern and they wouldn't keep on trying to kill him. The only conditions that they had were they stayed in the Vega system and that only one of them could live. So Larfleeze killed the other one and began to rule the Vega system from his own little cave. And he is just the greediest of all greedy people, and I really like him. My favorite story is the Larfleeze Christmas special.
And what makes that special so special, Mike?
Well, I don't want to spoil the surprise for our future Christmas episode, but let's just say Larfleeze is a little upset when Santa doesn't give him everything on his list.
Isn't everything on his list?
Yes, everything is on his list.
Including your kiss?
That's why he's upset. He didn't get it all.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, Josh, who's your favorite non-Earth, non-Green Lantern?
Personally, I love the good old Kilowag. Now, I don't read a lot of the Lantern stuff, but first of all, we've created a drink named after him. So, if I'm going to drink a name after him all the time, then I might as well love the poor guy. Now, if you don't know Kilowag, you don't read a lot of Lantern stuff. He's a big orange guy in good old Space Sector 674. And the other thing I like about him is, even without his ring, he can generally kick the crap out of most folks. So he's super strong, super durable, super intelligence, and he's got a lantern ring. Even without his ring, he gets mind controlled at one point, and he does momentarily, not too long, but momentarily goes toe-to-toe with Superman. So throw that into one big bundle in which we also have a wonderful orange tasty drink named after. And it's also where I got my my tagline. And everyone loves taglines.
Everyone loves taglines except for LT.
It's not my sector. Yeah, except for LT.
Speaking of LT, there's a good segue. LT, who's your favorite non-Earth or non-Green Lantern in the Lantern Corps?
Well, I, not being a huge DC person, I'm going to take Mikey's lead and say I like St. Walker of the Blue Lanterns because he likes to heal people with his Blue Lantern ring. And, I really think it's great. I read the Green Lantern's New Guardian book recently, and it was great. He just kind of was helping the team in sort of a supporting characters, helping boost everyone else, while Kyle Rayner basically was trying to figure out why every single color of ring was attracted to him as they fought an archangel from a different universe. It's a fantastic story, and I like St. Walker. Yes, Tom.
Now, what is the power of the blue ring?
The blue ring is healing, and it's all about kind of meditation and focus. But Mikey can probably describe it better because he read way more of this stuff than I have. I've only read a handful of Green Lantern.
The Blue Lantern core is the emotion of hope.
Hope. Sorry.
Hope.
And and if you've watched the Green Lantern animated series, the Blue Lantern was in that, and I love that series. It kind of covered all the different colors of lanterns, and it was a fantastic storyline that kind of told sort of the brightest day, blackest night type story. I don't know how closely it followed the comic, though.
It didn't follow the comic as closely, but if I remember right, that TV show had a really sad origin for St. Walker.
Yes.
What was that origin, Mike?
He took his family climbing up to the top of this mountain through all these hardships because he believed the person who could provide his planet with the greatest hope was going to be at the top. And during the climb and the arduous journey, his family members were dying around him. And he kept on saying, no, we have to believe, we have to have faith that up there is a person who's going to save our planet. And he went all the way up there. All his other family members died. He was the only one to survive getting up there. And there was the blue ring. And he was the person that he believed was going to save the planet.
I do, in particular, like the Blue Lantern Oath. It's a nice one. In fearful day and raging night, with strong hearts full, our souls ignite. When all seems lost in war of light, look to the star, for hope burns bright. It's a good one. I like that.
I do like that one. Yeah. All right, then. Well, I'm going to go with my favorite Lantern next, and we all know that sometimes I yell a little bit or I get a little bit angry, and that's because I, deep down, am a Red Lantern full of rage. And the greatest of these Red Lanterns, in my humble opinion, is Dex Starr, the pissed off Red Lantern kitty. I didn't even know who Dex Starr was until maybe a month ago when my good friends turned me on to the saddest origin story of all time. Now, if you think the last one was sad, that's nothing. Dex Starr was just a regular old house cat, and he was, living a life of leisure. He was adopted at a pet, where you get, adopt a pet, became friends, and then a burglar breaks in and kills his owner. And Dexter becomes homeless and distraught and is, abused, and he just becomes full of rage. Mike, do you have anything to add to that origin? Because I'm just going by memory here.
Yeah,
yep.
you've
All right,
pretty much
Mike.
nailed it. He started off as a homeless kitty. He finally found love and attention from his owner, and then she got killed.
And that's how Dex Starr, the pissed off Red Lantern kitty, came to be. I love Dex Starr, just so angry. And, a great origin story. Everyone has to have a good one. And, of course, the Red Lantern core oath is, with blood rage of crimson red ripped from a corpse so freshly dead, together with our hellish hate, will burn you all. That is your fate.
I kind of like the blue one.
Why can't we just have a little hope, Tommy?
So anybody got any runners-up or honorable mentions?
Or villains?
No, villains
Like
is
the
next week.
villains. Oh, right.
Villains is next
we can't
week.
do villains yet. Well, I guess my runner-up would be Gnort Esplanade Niesmacher.
He's
I do
not a
love
Green
these.
Lantern.
What? What do you mean he's not a Green Lantern?
You can't buy your way into the Green Lantern Corps because your uncle has connections.
Apparently you can, because he got the ring, right?
What are you talking about?
But, I still loved him. Even though maybe he wasn't a true Lantern. He had he had the spirit. If not the
He did.
will, the intelligence, the skill, the patience, the understanding, or the psyche for it. But other than that, other than just those very minor things, he was straight in there.
You may want to tell the Longbox Legion who Gnort is.
So once again, probably just one of my favorite DC comics of all time was Justice League Antarctica with the... Now, Major Disaster, what was his team before they got caught up in the heist? What were they calling themselves? Yeah, they were the Injustice League or the Injustice Gang, and they're going to rob a bank, and it just so happens some other people are robbing the same bank, and basically through haphazard sort of Three Stooges events, they stop the other bank robbers from getting away, mostly because they wanted the money. But anyway, they end up on camera kind of looking like the good guys, and the Justice League doesn't really want to put them away because it's this, sort of this social gaffe. And they give them a chance to become Justice Leaguers and to redeem themselves. And a couple of the guys do, and the Justice League really just wants to, keep your enemies closer. So they shuttle them off to Justice League Antarctica. And the Major Disaster and Big Sur and Clock King and a few other guys get rallied up and shuttled down to an Antarctic outpost. The Scarlet Skier, he gets sent down there, but he gets lost and doesn't show up pretty much to the last panel of the comic. And Gnort Esplanade and a few other misfits also join the misadventures down there. And it was just a seasonal, double-length comic. It was hilarious and just very well done. One of my favorite standalone comics of all time.
So my honorable mention would be Ismot. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly, but in the New 52 Green Lantern Corps, he, in the Fearsome storyline, he got dislimbed. He got all of his limbs cut off, and he put his ring on his tongue in order to keep on fighting, and I thought that was really cool and imaginative. He was kind of a lizard person, so his limbs started growing back, but they were going to take several weeks to fully grow in. And I thought he was kind of a cool character.
Is dislimbed a thing? I mean, I guess it is. But it just sounds like the most awkward
outer space. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had no legs. He had no arms. All he had left was a tail and a torso and a tongue and a head.
He had a tail, and he still put it on his tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
He liked to please the ladies.
To please the ladies. There's something about that ring that likes to please the ladies.
What color ring was that?
Well, my honorable mention is Mogo from Space Sector 1014. He is the biggest Green Lantern there is because he is an entire sentient planet. If you ever get a chance to check out Mogo in that Green Lantern animated series, he was there, but he also served as one of the trainers for the Green Lantern Corps. People would go to the planet itself, to Mogo, to learn how to be a Green Lantern back in the old days. Tom, what about you? Who's your honorable mention?
Did we already talk about the squirrel guy? Because I love that guy.
You're thinking of Chip.
You're right. Chip was the squirrel guy. Remember, you're the big Green Lantern fan, so you should be able to field these. So was Chip from Earth?
No, for God's sakes. He's not a real squirrel. He just looks like a squirrel. Racist.
It is kind of speciesist of you.
I think that's a speciesist. So Gnort was a dog. Where was Gnort from?
I'm going to have to look up where he's from. Honestly, I don't remember. I just remember they gave him a sector that was basically uninhabited. And they just let him patrol empty space.
So they let Gnort out, and he could just run free in a sector upstate.
Oh, my
Pretty
God,
much.
they put Gnort down, didn't they? They just told that story that he's out roaming a sector.